All right, we are back, and let's see. I was leaving off right here. Then you will coast Thrinakia, the island where Helios's cattle graze, fine herds and flocks of goodly sheep. The herds and flocks are 7, with 50 beasts in each. So, anyone who can do the math, 350 animals. No lambs are dropped or calves, and these fat cattle never die. Immortal, too, their cowherds are, their shepherds, Phaetosa and Lampetia, sweetly braided nymphs that divine Nereia bore to the overlord of high noon, Helios. Okay, so Helios is the sun god, and these are his cattle. We already know about this way back from book 1, that Odysseus's men got hungry and decided to disobey the law and eat some of these cattle and sheep and whatnot. So before Circe even tells Odysseus, we know what's going on. That's dramatic irony. So let me add that little note. These nymphs, their gentle mother, bred and placed upon Thrinakia, the distant land, in care of flocks and cattle for their father. Now give those kine a wide berth. Kine is a word for cattle. Keep your thoughts intent upon your course for home, and hard seafaring brings you all to Ithaca. But if you raid the beeves, another word for cattle, I see destruction for ship and crew. So we get another warning here and foreshadowing that bad stuff is going to happen if the men don't leave the cattle alone. Rough years then lie between you and your homecoming, alone and old, the one survivor, all companions lost. So here's what she's saying. If your men do anything with the cattle, then you're the only one who's going to make it home. As Circe spoke, Dawn mounted her golden throne, and on the first race, Circe left me, taking her way like a great goddess up the island. I made straight for the ship, roused the men to get aboard, and cast off at the stern. They scrambled to their places by the rowlocks, and all in line dipped oars in the gray sea. But soon an offshore breeze blew to our liking, a canvas-bellying breeze, a lusty shipmate sent by the singing nymph with sun-bright hair. So we made fast the braces, and we rested, letting the wind and steersman work the ship. The crew being now silent before me, I addressed them sore at heart. Okay, so Odysseus and his men are taking off from Circe's place once again, and he's going to tell them what she told him, but not quite everything. Dear friends, more than one man or two should know these things Circe foresaw for us and shared with me. So let me tell her forecast. Then we die with our eyes open, if we are going to die, or know what death we baffle if we can. In other words, it's kind of good to know what we're getting into. Sirens weaving a haunting song over the sea, we are to shun, she said, and their green shore all sweet with clover, yet she urged that I alone should listen to their song. Well, okay, he's kind of changing her words a little bit. She said, if you really have to hear their song, then here's what you do. Therefore, you are to tie me up tight as a splint, erect along the mast, lashed to the mast, and if I shout and beg to be untied, take more turns of the rope to muffle me. I rather dwelt on this part of the forecast, while our good shipmate Time bound outward down the wind for the strange Isle of Sirens.